Hi, my name's Forrest Stevens.
And my name's Riley Richters. And this is my 1978 CNC 29-foot sailboat.
And for the past couple of weeks, we've outfitted this boat for 4 people and been traveling around Vancouver Island and the Gulf Islands, filming a show for different media as well as individual vlogs. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a tour and show you how we've been living. This is a dinghy that we use actually to go to islands, and we just paddle in. We actually have an electric motor as well. And then we have also a Thurso paddleboard. Bags right here, paddleboards right here. And I actually just use that to take the stern line out there. It's super convenient for stuff like that, or just for ripping around and having fun on. This boat is fully equipped with all the sheets, all the sails, all the Navi stuff, and autopilots and instruments that you need to successfully sail around with ease. This is the main living quarters. Right behind us, we have kind of my bed. We use this as a day bed. In the daytime, we all sit around and just kind of hang out around this table and eat and stuff like that. I have my clothes stored up here, some camera gear, some personal belongings. This is mostly actually a charging station, but we also do set it up as kind of like a creative station. We charge all our stuff off of 2 batteries. They all charge through 12 volts, either cigarette lighter plugs like that one, or over here we actually wired this 300 watt inverter directly to the fuse box right there. So then we actually have Riley's quarters right here below the desk. He's kind of got the little skookum. It's a little bit wider than the beds me and Greg have, and it has a light at the end, so a little bit envious every once in a while. We have lots of dried food as well as fresh food because, you know, when you're on a boat, you don't always get to stop at ports and things like that. We have a sink here. It just has a little valve underneath that you flick on and off to get running water. And there's just a 12 volt pump that pumps that out. These are some mung beans I've been sprouting. So these are actually just super fresh. They are just soaking right now. Then I'll pour this out and just rinse them every day. And we have some fresh alive chlorophyll full vegetables, essentially microgreens. This is the cool box. We have 3 things of ice in there right now. So we actually have a nice cool temperature and we can keep our things refrigerated. We've been making some fresh almond milk with a magic bullet. We've been even being able to keep meat in there and things like that. This is a pretty cool little propane stove. It also has a little broiler underneath, and it's on this kind of like little floating thing. So it when you're sailing and you get really like pitted sideways, this thing will actually, it has 2 different modes. One is stuck, which it is now, and then the other one is actually like rotates so it stays level entirely. And then Greg has his personal items because this is Greg's bed with his sleeping bag falling onto the floor. Come on, Greg. And then moving on, we have just a couple things before we get into the front of the boat here. This is a 12 volt cooler that we actually don't use. We just use it for storage. Cans in case we need them, in case we can't get fresh food. And this is a Dickinson Marine diesel heater that heats this boat up quite well, but because it's summer, we haven't needed it. Then we're coming into the head here. Watch your head. Watch your head on the head. This is just a simple pump toilet that just pumps things into actually a waste system that is underneath the V-berth here. Very simple, and then it pulls in salt water, so it doesn't use fresh water. And in here we have just a nice little running water again, brush our teeth, you know, wash your face in the morning, and storage back there for that kind of stuff. And I guess, yeah, that's pretty much the end of my tour. I'm gonna hand you guys off to Riley, and he's gonna get some of the more of the specifics of the boat.
Hey guys, welcome to my boat. Man, where to start? Over here is the switchboard. This basically controls all the nav lights, instruments, running lights, cabin lights, just the whole switchboard for the whole boat really goes through there. This is the companionway, and below the companionway we have the stairs, and behind the stairs we have the motor. It is a 4-cylinder Yanmar diesel. It is a fun little machine. Over here under my bed we have our batteries. It's a really simple layout. There's only 2 batteries. There's a house battery and a start battery. So basically, it's controlled through a selector switch that you would typically switch to 2, which is your house battery, and that'll run down throughout the night as you run all your instruments, your lights, and whatever pumps. And then that way in the morning, or whenever you feel like starting your motor, you have a full battery to start your engine, and you're not stranded without any power. The water system is really good too. There's a little water pump here, and making our dinner. There's a water pump that keeps the pressure in the pipes at pressure, which then allows just a turn of the tap, and then we have water coming out. All the space in the boat's really well used. So under the seats here, we have our water tanks. It's nothing really special in here and on the other side. Another cool little feature here, I like this one a lot. It's a great storage space behind the couch. It's not a lot of space, but it's just good for all the little things here and there. We have, well, the snack hammocks here are incredible. They hold so much food, they make it so accessible, just grab and go, and you can see exactly what you have too. So if you're running low, you're like forgetting about what you have, you just look and it's like right there all the time. We have one on the starboard side, we have one on the port side. Our navigation desk that we're using for our editing and whatever, but underneath the desk too, it's like, this should open up more, but this is where all our junk goes basically. But that's where you can put charts and all the extra stuff. I think these drawers are really cool too. They have this cool latch on them that you stick your finger through and you open the latch, so that way that when the boat is tilting back and forth, your drawers just don't come sliding open, which is awesome. We have LEDs in the boat. The LEDs are very energy efficient and which keep our batteries from draining down all the way. Right above the navigation desk here, this is basically the whole brains of the boat. Not really too much, it's just like a magic little gray box, but this is where the autopilot is. It controls basically the navigation of the boat. The autopilot proves to be very useful, especially when motoring, because that's when I tend to use it the most. You just set your course, motor in a straight line, it's good to go.
Living on a boat with this crew was absolutely amazing. We all got along so well.
I've been sailing my whole life, ever since I was like a little kid. My dad had a sailboat, and I was just like a little baby, and he had me under his arm. And it's so awesome to show everybody in my backyard.
So I was invited onto Riley's boat to film the sailing trip. So my duties were basically just to record what's going down. Are you laughing because I said duties or what? Yeah. Being on a boat has been pretty sweet. The first night wasn't as comfortable, and then once you settle in and get used to sleeping basically in coffin pose, it's pretty good. It's not bad. It gets a little bit smelly in the boat, apparently, with all us guys in there. I don't really notice it, but when other people come aboard, they're like, ew, this place is disgusting.
Boat life for me is definitely a love-hate relationship, because I've been on a boat for so long and you get all the ups and downs. But really, once you're just sailing and you're going, nothing else really matters. It's probably one of the most incredible things you can ever do. It's so simple yet so real. Your focus is just at sailing and the movement of the boat. It's not going very fast. You're not really trying to get anywhere. You're just simply cruising.
The whole crew on this boat, they're digital nomads of sorts. As much as we're exploring and just seeing new things, we're also kind of doing it with purpose and with drive. And that just sort of increases like the enjoyment of everything, because we kind of have this goal that we're trying to kind of like pursue.
In other travels, when I was the only person vlogging, there was a certain awkwardness to it. And then, you know, loading footage and editing stuff as I go became like this disconnecting period between me and my group, because nobody else would be on their devices. Whereas in this situation, we're all doing it. We all have to load footage. We all have to do some sort of editing and can also bounce ideas off of each other. So it's been, yeah, it's been great on that aspect, which I'm really grateful for.
I think my personal philosophy on life would be just to live life happily. Like, do what makes you happy and like don't stress about the little things, you know, just smile. Have fun.
I like to keep it nice and simple. Just be present and have fun. Like, that's all you really need to do.
Something that I try to live by is to pursue a meaningful goal instead of just pursue happiness. And through pursuing that goal, you have meaning in your life, and happiness is just a byproduct of that. If you guys are interested, you can find my personal vlog channel, which will include a lot of these sailing trips, in the link below. This is actually also part of a travel show that we are making. It's a TV quality travel show.
You can follow me at Riley's Island on YouTube.
You guys can check out my Instagram. I actually have 2 Instagrams.
So I have my YouTube channel, my Instagram, Facebook, and a blog.